Hey everybody, hope you're well, and today I'm just going to do a quick overview of the project CryptoChronic. Now, before we start, this isn't financial advice or anything like that. It's just literally a review of this particular project, which will be launching at the end of July. Just for disclaimer purposes, I do know Marco. I've known him a very long time. I've seen all the successes and all the other stuff that he's done, and actually reviewed this project over 3 years ago or something. Videos on my channel, you can check it out. Not a massive amount has changed, it's just the timing of the launch and I think the playability and a few other things that they've worked on in that time. So let's get into it and let's see what CryptoChronic is all about.
So I always like to look at the data in any particular market to really understand what's going on. And what we're seeing here in these charts is that the NFT wallets are starting to increase and NFTs within those wallets are starting to increase, which is good because it sort of highlights that the NFTs are collectible. What we're seeing in the second chart is there are more sellers than buyers in the market right now, which really I think just highlights the current bearish nature of what we're seeing. We're also seeing NFT volume has reduced dramatically, but we did see a huge growth spike within NFTs, and some NFTs went for silly money. We know that some people use them as sort of tax avoidance schemes, if you will, very much like art. But I think where we're at right now is the J curve, which explains this greatly in terms of the fact of we've had this massive explosion. It's all gone a bit Pete-tong. All the volume's dropped out. No one's really sure how to monetize, how to really use NFTs in a way that generates consistent profits and revenues. We've had the big sort of like flash in pan, if you will, with all the craziness. But I think there's definitely some use cases that will come to fruition over the next 2, 3, 4 years where NFTs will really start to become the future. I think CryptoChronic has picked up on a couple of things, and I think the free-to-play element of what they're doing is definitely a Kickstarter for this NFT market.
So here's a quick teaser video that they'll be releasing real soon, and this just gives you a quick overview of what CryptoChronic is all about.
When was the last time you had fun with NFTs? When was the last time you made money with GameFi? Enter the Canaverse. We put the fun back in crypto gaming with the first free-to-earn blockchain metaverse. More than just a pretty face. Chronics are your Cana buddies on the blockchain. Match 2 Chronics and breed new ones. Grow and level up your collection. Battle your friends in multiplayer smoke-offs. Earn cash prizes in esports tournaments. Trade or sell your Chronics for crypto. Gen Zero NFT collection launching now. Collect us all on www.cryptochronic.com.
So as you can see, CryptoChronic is pretty funky. So let's have a quick look at what problem they're trying to solve.
So the first one is high costs, obviously gas fees. None of us are a fan of Ethereum right now and how much it costs to sort of transact. And it depends on the day. It could be $4, it could be $40. You never know. All depends. So that's definitely a huge problem. Also the lack of utility. You know, I think they've hit the nail on the head here. You know, a lot of people are using NFTs that they spent a lot of money on as sort of glorified profile pictures, and they don't really hold much value as I see in that sense. Value is in the eye of the beholder, so we'll leave that one there. And then the other one is value and preservation. Now this is key because obviously if we look at someone like Logan Paul who bought an NFT for I think it's like $600,000 or something, and now it's worth like $10 or something like that. It's probably worth a lot more than that just because he's owned it, so somebody else will probably pay a pretty penny for it. But it's how do you keep the value on a long-term basis? And these are the key things that CryptoChronic are really trying to solve.
Look and learn.
There are 4 key elements that CryptoChronic are trying to bring to the market. So let's have a quick summary of what those are before we get into the detail.
So the first element is breeding, and I couldn't help myself with this cheeky little clip here. Then next thing is we have maintenance. Then multiplayer, and you really couldn't not put Shaun of the Dead in. This is a classic scene. And then the metaverse, I was going to put a picture of Zuckerberg tapping somebody out, but that's just quite unrealistic, isn't it? That's why it's the metaverse. So first of all, you go to the front screen, click breeding, then all of a sudden you see all of your chronics in your portfolio. Scroll down, you're looking to pick obviously a male first, pick them, and they go. So that's the blue one. They've all got different attributes, so you can look at different elements there. Then obviously a lady, ride the Punani, connect your MetaMask. Then all of a sudden, that's where they make the fees. That's where the business model is here. But what you get to do is create a new chronic. There you go. It's spread. We'll just wait for it to appear. And there you go. And that's how you build your portfolio, and also how you're going to breed the really, really rare strains that could be worth a lot of money. So in summary, there are 4.2 billion possible variations. You're obviously going to get a few rare ones within there. It's based on 13 hereditary traits, 7 of them being aesthetic traits, 3 being based on sort of THC, CBD and aroma, and then 3 others in terms of growing stats in terms of energy, fertility and happiness. So on the maintenance side of things, you've got the Kanagotchi here, so you can click in and then all of a sudden you've got all of your chronics where you can then transfer them into this little field where you can give them some TLC, and by doing that what you're doing is giving them more power and making them stronger for when you do these multiplayer smoke offs. You can obviously water them, use sunlight, do lots of different things here. You can buy skins here as well, and also use those in-game tokens called tokes as well. So there's lots of different things that you can do here to sort of help make your chronic stronger for when you come to those smoke off battles. Then we have the multiplayer, which is the battle mode. So you just select that from the front screen, in you go. You then pick 3 of your chronics, so it's the best of 3 rounds. Then all of a sudden you'll be given 3 judges, which you'll all go up against, and then all of a sudden it picks one for you, the judges there, and then you can see your team, and then you can see the other team, and you can see obviously the THC and CBD elements there. The game starts, and the idea is obviously to I suppose feed the judges with your best THC CBD, but not to completely spanner them out, if you will. However, if you do and you give them too much and the judge unfortunately has a bit of a whitey, then unfortunately you will lose the game, and I think that will happen just there. KO, there we go. Unfortunately these guys have lost here. However, you will have bragging rights with your mates.
You are one bad motherfucker, man.
We're about halfway through the review, but I just needed to take some time and just really admire the level of graphics and time and energy that's gone into creating this to make it really fun. I've reviewed so many projects in the past. Looked at thousands and thousands of white papers, then you distill it down to what you actually review. Generally, they're pretty dull in some cases. They're not very exciting. And I've got to say that this has been absolute pleasure. Obviously, you're not seeing much of my face because there's no point, because I just want to show off these graphics. They're so good. The time and the effort is absolutely brilliant.
Booyakasha, check this out, yo.
So to keep things a little bit more interesting within the game, what you've got is your daily rewards, a little bit like some of these games like Clash of Clans and stuff. So as you go through, you can win tokes and chronics and lots of different things. Obviously, you've got to complete different challenges, and what that will do is you can unlock those on a daily basis, which is pretty cool. And you can claim your tokes as well. But this just keeps it a little bit more interesting for the players to obviously make them keep coming back, and keep playing the game, breeding, etc. You also have the ranking system, which is pretty cool. So you can play against your mates. I know I do a lot of the Premier League stuff with my friends, and I'm always about third. And before you say there's more than 3 of us in that. But what you can do is you can play, and potentially you could be the best
in the world.
So they also have a marketplace where you can buy, sell and swap your chronics, try and make them better, get different strains, do different things. And then also you have the marketplace for your skins, and you can do different things. You can pimp daddy all of your chronics. I did say pimp daddy, not Sam Smith. Let's not get carried away there. So in terms of the game loot reward engagement, you've got the genetic part where you can breed and you can unlock say, new great chronics with all of these sort of desired traits that you're looking for your smoke offs. You've then got the Kanagotchi, where you can care and improve and make your chronics even stronger. Then you've got smoke offs, where you can obviously earn some of the XP and sort of reputation and go against your friends. And then obviously that would generate revenues and sold profits on the public chain. So in terms of monetizing for gamers, the big one is obviously the official esports league, where there's be tournaments and then cash and crypto prizes. Then Pimp My Chronic, which was the breeding element of trying to get those really rare breeds that will go for the big money. And then obviously you can trade your chronics, so you can sell on the open market, and people can bid for whatever they would like on them. So how are Crypto Chronic making their money? So first of all, there is the public chain sale of the NFTs. That's number one. There's the private sale for NFTs. Obviously, there's the breeding element. So after the first time, there's actually a small charge, but your first one is free. So it's worth having a go just to get that free one. Obviously, in-game purchases, skins, additional resources and stuff. We've seen this in Animal Farm, and also pretty much everything from COD to loads of different games where you can buy these skins. Very popular now, and it's very easy transition for crypto. There's also transaction fees for trading as well, and obviously there's branding, license and sponsorship agreements, and I think one of these hoodies would look super cool. So how does Crypto Chronic really separate itself from its competition? And there's quite a bit of competition out there. So I think for me, having reviewed this project, it's definitely the free-to-play element. That's huge. That obviously gets people involved, gets people part of the community, and then you will engage further. I can't remember what game it was now, but basically they made it free. They got people addicted. Not that they're trying to do that. And then all of a sudden they said, right, now you need to feed your animals. It was Animal Farm, actually. And then all of a sudden, overnight, they made $1 billion. So the free-to-play bit is massive for me. And then I think there's obviously some key utility there. But obviously the play-to-earn element, the competitions, I love all that stuff. I think it's really, really good. So looking at the team, obviously I've mentioned that I do know Marco. I've known him over 25 years, went to uni with him. We lived opposite. We've been on many drinking sessions together. But I know what he's done, and I know how he's come to this place. And a lot of this project has been funded by his own previous successes, shall we say. So I want you to go do your own due diligence on the team. I know he surrounded himself with great people. I am a little bit biased. I do have to say that. But I do know that he does surround himself with great people. I know he's called me in to do different bits and pieces where I know I'm really good at. And I know he's brought other people in to do things where they're really good at. There's also, it's quite a varied and quite a big team actually. So definitely do your own research and please check them out. So I believe they have a whitelist, so go check out all their social media. I know they're very active on Discord and Twitter. I will put some links below so you can check them out. And as always, none of this is financial advice. I'm just giving you a good overview of the project and allowing you to be able to go and do your own research. So in summary, this is the second time I've reviewed this project. This is not a paid video at all. I've known Marco a very long time, as I've sort of highlighted at the very beginning, and I've seen him build this from the ground up. It was supposed to launch sort of 2-3 years ago before the NFT pump, and I think if it had, this would have been up there with the Bored Ape Yacht Club, because the free play element would have really drawn people in. And I'm actually quite keen to play it. I do play some online mobile games, but this one actually, I'm being biased a little bit here, but I do actually really want to play it because I just love the graphics. It's that cool. I suppose the other things are, if we look at it in the light of day, the market isn't in a great place at the moment. However, what it has done is got rid of all this craziness where we had NFTs at 500 grand and stuff. Most people can't afford that. However, these NFTs are a lot more affordable. It's a lot more accessible for people. And then potentially when the market rises, the price of those NFTs will rise potentially. But I think what it's really done is just made this more accessible to more people, and therefore they'll gain following, they'll gain community. And I think they've really done well in terms of their Discord. I think the only challenge right now is the current market situation. However, we do know that we have the Bitcoin halving on the 24th of April 2024, and this should change the swing in terms of where the market is right now. So I'm quite confident. Again, not financial advice. Do your own research, and I really do hope you enjoyed the video. And now we have our special guest to do us a quick summary.
Booyakasha, swallow back, holla. Why you so licky, ya wanga God? In it?
I'm feeling low.